So the A's lost in another boring, low-scoring game tonight against the Houston Astros, the team that beat us last game, of course. So yeah, another lights-out performance pitching-wise for the Astros. They had Christian Javier on the mound, who only went 4 innings, but he only allowed 1 run. He struck out 4, and the Astros, their bullpen, absolutely lights out tonight, not allowing any runs. The A's actually scored the first run of the game, thanks to Christian Pache, but other than that, they had no offense going. The A's had Frankie Montas on the mound, and surprisingly, not the best start from Montas. I wouldn't say it was a horrible start, especially considering we're playing the Astros, but it wasn't the best, and it wasn't a winning start. He struck out 5, he allowed 7 hits, and allowed 2 runs. The A's' final 2 pitchers, Mole and Trevino, did okay. Didn't allow anything, but the A's did lose 3-1. So yeah, we lose the second game of the series, and we also lost the first game, so that's just not a good way to start it. So yeah, like I said, Christian Pache, he got an RBI single in the bottom of the 4th inning, 2 men on, 2 outs, and yeah, he hit one into center field. It was good base running, and it scored in the run. That was off Christian Javier. He scored in Elvis Andres. So that made it 1-0. Chas McCormick, though, did get the Astros on the board with an RBI single. Once again, a guy on second, and it brought him around. Barrera couldn't get the throw in, and Alvarez, he scored. And they also had 2 guys on, and the runner went to second. So, yeah. Anyways, in the top of the 8th inning, the Astros finally got another run on the board, and it took a while for another run to, kind of come around. But Chas McCormick got a go-ahead homer. So, yeah, he had 2 instances of him, really clutching up. He got a go-ahead homer off Frankie Montas, straightaway center field, hit pretty deep, and the Astros went up 2-1. So, yeah. Then the Astros had the bases loaded with Zach Jackson pitching, and they got walked, and then that brought in another run. So that made it 3-1 Houston, and they finally got the win thanks to their good pitching. So yeah, the A's, I think it's just safe to say their offense is just not getting any better. Unfortunately, the A's just leave so many guys on base. They had 8 hits today and only scored 1 run, and the Astros had 7 hits and scored 3 runs. That's not a coincidence. It's a very clear pattern. The A's, they had a good game from Laureano and Kemp, who each got 2 hits, but other than that, not much. Elvis Andres also had a pretty good game, and Pache, of course, had the only RBI of the game for Oakland. But yeah, I think these past 2 games, I think the A's sort of expected to be competitive in them, considering they had Paul Blackburn on the mound in the first game, and then Frankie Montas, of course, two of our best pitchers, of course. And so I think the fact that we lost both of these games, and yeah, they were close, semi-close. I think this one obviously a lot closer than yesterday's game, which was a loss 5-1. They still weren't close in terms of our offense. And I think, only allowing 3 runs to the Astros is fine. But, our offense is just not showing out. Obviously, only 2 runs in this series opposed to the Astros 8 so far. So, yeah, the A's are going to play the Astros one more time in this series. Tough stretch coming up. They're going to play the Astros, Red Sox, and then Braves, coming up on our next part of our schedule. And so the A's will have the Astros for one more time. And the Astros are going for the sweep. The A's are trying to at least take one in the series. I think they could do it if they actually score more runs. I think, honestly, at this point, it doesn't even matter how A's pitchers are doing. They don't allow that many runs, which is good. But like I said, the offense is dormant. It's scarce. It's not doing anything. And the game is, as a result, is very stagnant and it's very boring. And so the A's, they just don't know how to capitalize when they need to. They leave too many guys on base. Now, the A's, like I said, 13 games back of the Astros, 5th place in the American League West, and in their last 10 games, they're 3-7. So very much a rough start to the season. We're not even halfway done, and the A's are looking like one of the worst teams in baseball. Hate to say it, but yeah, it's just we're not getting any better in terms of our offense. I'm just trying to be a realist here. It's hard to be optimistic with these A's. So yeah, anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts. The A's lose 3-1. So yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys later. And yeah, go A's.